Delusional fiancé contacted OP's NC family and shared her child's pics with them, claiming they have changed, knowing the family tried to steal her baby. Then, she called CPS on her, claiming she is mentally ill and unworthy of a parent. Now, the fiancé is begging OP for a second chance. Sorry, this is so long. I needed to vent. C and I met when we were 8 years old, and she moved into my neighborhood. We instantly became best friends and started dating when we were 14. C ended things junior year of college. She said she needed to figure out how to be herself without me, which I guess I understood because we grew up together and had always been together. But it still broke my heart. Soon after this, my parents joined a new church and went crazy. They became homophobic, even though they were previously supportive of C and I, and just became all-around jerks. I stopped going home so I wouldn't deal with them. When I graduated college, I was pregnant. My parents freaked out when they found out. They told me I needed to give them my child so they could raise them right. They called CPS and the cops on me, even though I didn't have a kid yet, saying I needed mental help and couldn't raise a kid. They said horrible things. I was scared for my baby's safety, so I got a lawyer. They got a C&D. I moved, changed my number, and deleted my social media. I was NC with my entire family. My sisters were also members of the church and agreed with my parents. When my daughter was around 8 months old, C came back into my life, saying that she always loved me and that she needed some time to herself. But she wanted me back. She never dated anyone else. We got back together after some time, and we were really happy. She took my daughter, 2 years old now, as her own. She proposed to me a couple months ago. I thought I finally got my happy ending. 2 weeks ago, C mentioned that my sister P was visiting our city. I instantly got red flags, and I freaked out and demanded to know how she knew that. After a while, she admitted she had been talking to both my sisters for a few months, and that they left their church and were very sorry about everything and wanted to reconnect. She even sent my sisters a few pictures of my child. I screamed at her and told her she had no right to do that. I told her to leave and never come near my daughter or me again. She was crying and saying she only wanted our family to be together again. She didn't think I'd be mad because it was so long ago. I kicked her out. She has been texting and calling nonstop. My family now knows my city, my child's name, and what she looks like. I was advised by my lawyer to never let them meet my kid, because they might try something. She knows this. Our friends have been texting me, saying she knows she messed up. She thought she was doing a good thing. She just wanted to help my sisters and I reconnect. But I am pissed. She broke my trust, and I don't know if I can trust her again, especially with my kid. She showed up again, asking for a second chance, and I told her she needed to stop. She asked if our baby asked about her. I said, she's 2, and in 2 months she won't even remember you. And the look of heartbreak on her face made me feel like the biggest a-hole ever. She keeps calling and apologizes, and I don't know what to do. I love her to death, but I don't know if I can take her back. Am I overreacting? Update. I just found out that my parents also left their church and got divorced. My mom and my sisters did therapy for a while. My dad moved away, and they have NC with him. Apparently my sisters had been trying to contact me for a while, but didn't know how. Then a few months ago, C's sister posted a photo on Facebook that shows C and I with their family. My sister saw that post and realized C and I had gotten back together and got in contact with C. C and I grew up together, so she used to be friends with my sisters before we broke up. And she believed them but knew I would never get in contact with them myself. Also, I want to clear something out. The C and D were for my parents only. My sisters agreed with everything our parents did and said some hurtful stuff, but never tried anything themselves. Update. C told my friend that the only reason it took her so long to tell me was that she wanted to make sure their intentions were genuine. I kind of get where she was coming from, but it's still a SHTTY situation. My sisters and I used to be really close before everything went down. But now they are making it seem like their church brainwashed them or something. Can one church really change someone's personality this much? I'm not buying it. Also, I decided to go to therapy. Honestly, I should have started when I was pregnant. Update. Someone asked me for an update. Honestly, I was thinking of calling it quits after I read through my comments, but I decided to talk to C and ask for some space. I hadn't talked to C this whole time. She kept calling and texting, but I was ignoring her. I only saw her once, and it was a very quick encounter. All my info was coming from the friend she is staying with, and she was begging me to talk to C so I could get the whole story. I asked C to talk, and she came right over. I asked to see her phone because I wanted to know exactly what she shared. She shared 2 pictures of us. But you can't really see Kiddo's face in either, just mine. She also refers to Kiddo by her nickname, never her real name. And my sisters think we live in the same city as C's sister. But we live 3 hours away. So while my sister is coming to my city, she doesn't know we live here. And it was a coincidence, not something she planned with C like I thought. Most of the texts are my sisters saying how sorry they are and how much they want to fix things. Honestly, knowing my sisters are at least regretful feels good. 2 weeks ago, I freaked out and refused to listen to anything she said. I assumed a lot of things. C still lied to me and betrayed me. But there were a lot of miscommunications. While this might not seem like much because what she did was still horrible and she broke my trust, it changes everything for me, mainly because they don't know where we live. And she knows she majorly effed up. I really should have listened to all the facts before I freaked out and kicked her out. But she understands my reaction. I'm going to therapy, and we are going to try couples counseling because I really do love her and hope we can work things out. Meanwhile, she has cut all contact with my sisters and will be staying with a friend. She knows it will take a long time for her to gain my trust back. I don't know if I should let her see Kiddo while we figure things out, but I know that keeping them apart is also hurting my kid, who's the only innocent person here. If anyone has gone through couples counseling while living apart with kids, how did you work that out? Not an exciting update, and probably not what you expected to hear. I know everyone was saying I should leave her, but I truly think this was the best decision for my family. As for my sisters, it seems that religious brainwashing is a common thing. Right now, I don't feel comfortable letting them into our lives, but maybe someday I'll reach out. Thank you all for your advice and kind words. Update. Kind of an update to my last posts. I don't know how to link them, but you can see them in my profile. So C and I are still doing couples counseling, and things are great. She moved back in, and we are back together. Please no comments on this. Background. My sisters and I were very close growing up. They are 2 and 4 years older than me, so we did everything together before they joined their church, and everything went to SHT. They left their church a year ago, and my parents got divorced. They were trying to contact me since they left their church, but didn't know how. They still want to meet up and rekindle our relationship. They say they miss how close we used to be and want things to go back to that. I don't trust them and don't really want to meet them alone for the first time. But they seem genuinely sorry. This church they went to wasn't really a church. They got together in someone's house and talked about the Bible. There wasn't even a pastor there. It was some radical SHT. They weren't allowed to wear anything but dresses or long skirts, and were basically told their purpose in life was to pop babies out and serve their husbands and community. I forgave them for me, not for them really. But I'll never forget what they put me through. Now that C and I got invited to my oldest sister's wedding in a couple months, I know nothing of her fiancé or their relationship. And I got invited. She sent an invitation and said it was her dream to have her sisters as her bridesmaids. But she knows we aren't there yet. It kind of seems like a good situation to see them again for the first time without having to talk to them for long and having other people there. The rest of my family knows what happened, but they stayed out of it. One of my cousins, the only one I still have contact with. She has always been on my side and helped me a lot, said they are really ashamed of what they have done and that she thinks going is a good idea, but understands if I don't want to go. Does anyone have experience dealing with this kind of situation? Edit. Just found out that my sister's fiancé is an older guy that she met when she left the cult. He helped her get back on her feet. She quit her job when she was in the cult. They have been dating for about a year and are apparently really in love. My sister just found out she is pregnant, which is why they decided to get married soon. It is going to be a small wedding. Also, we would never bring the kiddo with us to meet them. She would stay with a trusted babysitter. Also, they don't have my number. All communication happens through C's phone.